Hey everyone, it's Laura here from makingcardswithsam.com, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this card using the fresh cut Peonies stamp set from the ton. So in this video I will be using the fresh cut Peonies stamp set from the ton, and as you can see this is a big stamp set. This is a 6x8 stamp set and it has a lot of stamps in there to build your own beautiful peonies. As you can see, this stamp set comes with a guide that you can use to layer all of these stamps. So it's just really easy and it's also faster when you have the guide with you, so you can easily see how you need to layer all of these stamps to achieve a beautiful stamped peony. So I'm going to start out with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of white Nina cardstock, and I'm going to use a tiny little bit of adhesive to adhere that onto a sheet of the Misty tool. You can also use the magnet, but I only have one, and sometimes when I open the Misty, the paper moves around because I only have one magnet. So if you have about 3 magnets, I think you will be fine. So that's why I just use a little bit of adhesive. So I mounted those two first solid parts of the peonies onto the Misty tool, and I'm going to stamp these parts using bubblegum ink from Hero Arts. As you can see, it's a little bit splotchy, but that's okay because you won't notice it because we're going to be stamping 2 extra layers. So I'm going to stamp the second part, and as you can see I am using those 2 little pieces as a guide for where I need to stamp the second part. I also used that layering guide to figure that out, so I really love the guide included with the stamp sets. It's just really helpful to me and it makes it just really easier and faster. I stamped that second layer using dull pink ink from Simus's Stamp. I like to use 3 different colors for these flowers, but if you don't have that many different ink colors, you can also use just 2 colors, and I will show you that later on how to do that. I'm going to do that for the leaves, so I will show you in a couple of minutes. So again, I used the guides to line up the third piece of the peony, and I'm going to stamp that third layer using Raspberry Jam from Hero Arts, so that is the darkest color. I always start with the lightest color and then I end with the darkest color. I'm also going to be stamping some leaves, and I masked off the flower for that. So I stamped the first layer using Green Hills ink, and so that is my lightest color. And now I'm going to stamp the second layer. Since I only have 2 inks or 2 green inks, I'm going to stamp that second piece 3 times, so you will see a color difference. So the second time I stamped that green, it will be darker. So then for the third layer I am using a darker color, which is Field Greens. So I'm using only 2 colors for these leaves, but you can definitely see 3 colors, and that's just because I stamped that Green Hills ink multiple times. Then I'm going to be stamping the stalk of the flower. There are also 3 different stamps available in the stamp set to stamp the stalk, but since you will be only able to see a really short piece of it, I am only going to use 2 stamps of that. So I'm using the first layer and the third layer. So I used Green Hills ink and Field Greens ink from Hero Arts to stamp that stalk. And then I also stamped a leaf, but I didn't show that since it's just the same way as I did the leaves for the first flower. I'm going to use the Frigging Fabulous stamp set from the ton for the sentiment on this card. So I am using Memento Tuxedo black ink to stamp that part. So first I stamped the awesome part because I wasn't so sure where I would stamp the your part, so I ended up stamping it just next to the awesome part. So I'm going to assemble the card together, and first I am adhering a little strip of washi tape from Lifestyle Crafts. And then I'm also going to adhere a piece of gold glitter paper using my ATG. So I'm just mounting that on there, and I'm going to cut off the edges that are hanging off. I trimmed down the piece or the flower piece And then I also added some foam adhesive so I could easily adhere that to the card. So I'm going to finish off this card by adhering some sequins from the ton. I am using the Tequila Sunrise mix, and I'm going to adhere those sequins using glossy accents and my EK Success tweezers. And that finishes up the card for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back on Saturday with a new Saturday Stamp Day carding video. See you then. Bye!